everyone and welcome here. Today I'm going to do a tutorial on creating a French smile line for a reverse French nail. I already removed the shine on this tip and I'm just starting off by creating the cuticle bead. I'm using the colors Cover Pink and White for this tutorial. When placing the cuticle bead, it's very important to remember to place it rather in the middle of the nail than at the back, as this will prevent the cuticle and sidewalls from being flooded. If you're placing the product a little bit more down on the nail, you have more space to press it nice and flush into the cuticle and it will look so nice. You will also see I'm holding the nail downwards. This helps the product to move down and instead of flooding the sidewalls, it also helps with self-leveling. I'm using a number 6 acrylic brush here. If you have a bigger brush and want to do one bead placement, that's fine. I just find it's better for this tutorial to show you how I work the product down onto the nail by using smaller beads. Now you can see that after placing the cuticle bead, I place more product and I work it down. I also, with my brush and a little bit of monomer, I shape out how I want the smile line to be. Don't mind my hand shaking. I am a natural shaker for some reason, so my hands are always shaking. It's important to remember that it doesn't have to be perfect, but the most perfect that you can get it now, it would be better, as it will limit the amount of filing that you have to do later on. I personally really love this type of French. It's very formal and classy. Rather than just creating a little C with your brush, I'm making a deep V. This, however, does depend on person to person, so it is important to remember to always ask your clients what they prefer, as it is their nails, and you should never ever just do what you want when doing someone's nails. So you can just play around with your brush, take off product and put product back just like you want. Turn the nail around. When working with clients, ask them to turn their hands around, and this will really help you to see if the smile line is centered, and it will help with the overall look of the nails, as you don't want an off-center smile line. I'm now placing the cuticle bead. The final bead I'm placing is for the apex, and apex is very important, especially when doing long nails, so it's important to remember. It's also important to create a little well area with your brush. So creating the pink a little bit higher than is necessary is completely fine, because a higher well area will help you to file later on. So you'll see when I turn the nail to the side, it's a little bit higher than it needs to be, but that's completely fine, as I'm going to file that extra product off later on. Now, it's important to know that this process usually goes a lot faster, but for this video I'm just showing how perfect it can look. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, as you can see, but yeah, you can fix any issues, any bumps or dents while you're filing. I just like to place enough product from the get-go so that I don't have to go in and place more product once I've already filed. This saves a lot of time and it also saves product. It's very important to check the nail from all sides, as it might look fine for you, but remember you're viewing it from a top point of view. You can see I'm tapping the acrylic with the back of my acrylic brush, and this just makes sure that the acrylic is completely dry. It will sound hollow and not solid. Another way to check is to place your finger onto it, and if it's warm, it means the acrylic is still setting. It's important to wait until the acrylic is completely done before starting to file. Something that's great when doing 10 French fingers is that once you're done with the last finger, you can start filing the first one. So when filing, place your file at a 90-degree angle next to the well area. It is very, very important. I cannot stress this enough. Only file the well area of the acrylic. Do not press your file into the nail and then file. This can cause serious damage to your client's natural nails. It will cause a groove to form into the nail, and once the nail grows out, it will crack and break. Also, when filing on a tip, this can cause the tip to crack and break, and it can also cause friction burn, which could be really uncomfortable for your client. So please be careful when filing. When you're done filing, go onto the nail with a lint-free wipe and some sanitizer and just clean the nail completely off. When the nail's completely dust-free, you can place your next bead. I'm going in with white. You'll see that I'm not really cautious how I'm placing this. It's completely fine if you go over the smile line. As you file, you will file any color spill off of the pink part. So it's fine. Don't focus too much on getting it perfect. It is more important to make sure you cover all of the areas that needs to be covered. So that's the free edge. It needs to be thick enough. Otherwise, the tip will just break off. It will not last and it won't look good. Also, the sides of the smile line, you will see it looks like a tiny V on the sides. Make sure there's enough product. Otherwise, when you're filing, you will just file all of the product off and your whole nail will end up looking horrible. The way I view the tip here, you can say I view it from side to side, I view it from above, I view it from the front. That is how I view my clients' nails as well. I probably look like a crazy person while doing nails, but it is very important because if there's anything wrong with the nails, your client might pick it up. Alright, so the white is finally dry and now I am just filing it. I'm filing the free edge first, the sides, making sure that all of the product is nice, and then you can see here I'm pointing, the pink is a lot thicker than it needs to be. That's fine. You can always just file it thinner, and on that side you can see that there's too much product in the left corner and too much product on the right. So the nail should always look thin and flush, never bulky or thick. That's where the misconception of acrylic nails that look unnatural come in. It depends on how you apply the nails and how you file them, how it's going to look at the end. Do not file too much because then all of your color will be gone. But it's important to get that balance. As you practice, it will get better. Now you can see the free edge, it's completely even. There's not one part is thicker than the other. The apex is beautiful on both sides. The smile line looks perfect. The cuticle area is flush. It should never feel like a little wall is sticking up, because as the nails grow out, your client will start to notice it and it looks bad. So always try to file it as thin as possible, flush with the cuticle, and it will look beautiful. Alright, I'm going over with a lint-free wipe and some sanitizer. You can use alcohol, some people use acetone. It's a little controversial as some products tend not to stick as perfectly onto the nail when using acetone. So I just use sanitizer. Here I saw a little sharp piece sticking out. That's why it's important to always feel on the nail if there's any bumps or ridges that shouldn't be there. Now, the favorite part of doing any set of nails is going in with the top coat. I use the no wipe glossy top coat for this. I just love it. Okay guys, if this video meant anything to you, please subscribe and feel free to comment down below your opinions. and what you would like me to film in the future. I'm still pretty new to this whole YouTube situation, but I would love to do videos to help out other nail technicians, or if you're just a person who likes to do nails. And I also have a nail blog called the Nail Tech Diaries. So yeah, bye.